Summer has come and passed.
Dissolve the last block of ice in my throat. I feel the frozen stillness melt down through the inside of me. Dripping shards of ice vanish in a puddle of sunlight on the stained floor. The words float up. Let me tell you about it. I was raped in 8th grade, and I have never been the same ever since. My daily life has changed, and I have never had the courage to speak up.
I know what you're going through. When I was married to my husband, I had a daughter, but it was not with him. I wanted to keep the other man from going through all the suffering and pain that I did for most of my life, so I kept his identity a secret.
I never had the courage to speak up. Because of that, I secluded myself from my friends and my family.
That's completely understandable. It's in the human nature for us to, when a painful event happens, to keep it inside of us. And even when it keeps getting more painful, we still don't tell anyone about it for sake of hurting other people.
In our nature, however, there's a provision. Alike marvelous and merciful, that the sufferer should never know the intensity of what he endures by its present torture, but chiefly by the pang that rankles after.
After hearing about your problems, I have come to realize that it is really foolish of us to keep all of our pain and remorse inside of us. We need to tell someone.
I know. After my experience, I decided to wait a long time before I told someone. But after I did that, all the pain and burdens lifted off my shoulders. I was free.
With whom did you talk about your experience?
I talked about my experience with the Reverend Arthur Dinsmore. One day, we went into the woods and sat down on the ground and talked about it with each other. We talked about it for a very long time. It was really hard to bring out all the pain that was inside me, but afterwards I felt free, as did Dinsmore. He wanted us to run away to escape all our problems here in New England, but for the sake of Pearl, I wanted to stay in the United States and continue to live my life here.
Have you been able to deal with your problems easily?
I have. After coming to realize that the encounter was not my fault, I decided to tell my former best friend, and after she thought I was lying, I decided to talk to more people, and in doing so, the truth slowly came out. He raped me in August when I was drunk and too young to know what was happening. It wasn't my fault. He hurt me. It wasn't my fault, and I wasn't going to let it kill me. I can grow.
Especially when you're young, pain is really hard to deal with. So if you experience something, it's better to speak up than to keep it inside of you and let it destroy you.